Welcome to the Poor Advisor, where we uncover truths about money, finances, and the industries that shape our lives. My name is Saajid Singh, and some of you might know me as Sujit, some of you may know me as Suja. Whichever one, still the same interesting person. And obviously those names are dependent on at what stage of my life you cross paths with me. My story is one of transformation, resilience, hard-earned lessons, and I've dedicated my life to helping others avoid the pitfalls I have seen firsthand. So my journey begins fondly with a fruit called lychees. Yes, we had a few trees at home, and my mother would bunch lychees, and we would then go out and sell them to holidaymakers, or the valleys, as we used to commonly refer to the Transvaal visitors to Durban. Watching my mother, I learned my first lesson about money, that people buy more than just goods, and they buy comfort, they bought convenience, and sometimes even status. Those early experiences taught me about the power of money, and more importantly, who had access to money seemed to be making more of the decisions at that time. So I moved on. Those were the early lessons, and I learned a lot of the lingo that we use now. I didn't know at that time, but the practices are still the same. And so there were a lot of lessons learned from early on, and the power of money. So as I moved on in life, I became, I think at about the age of about 13 or 14, I became a paper boy for the area that I lived in. And it wasn't just a job; it was my first venture into business. So I was responsible for the area that I lived in, which was Ottawa, in Vietnam, in KZN, and I landed the job as a paper boy. And at that stage, I got paid 9 cents per paper delivered, and over the years and in the recent past, I've been told by the people that have hired me over my career that I was hired more for my lazy thinking, to shortcut and obviously save costs and time. But these lessons we learned at the stage where I became a paper boy. So, hauling paper, heavy bags. There were close to about 100 so houses, that I was tasked to do. And some days, depending on which days it was, the editions were thicker because there were more articles, jobs, those classifieds. So the paper was naturally thicker. And that's when I realized I needed some sort of transportation to move these things around. And I eventually learned the skateboard was the easiest because I had a big paper bag, dumped them on a big size skateboard, and I towed this thing all around. But eventually I got tired of that. I learned the routes. I knew the people. So I quickly then, I recruited my cousin and one of his friends to deliver the paper on my behalf. And I ended up negotiating a 3 cents commission for each paper delivered. So that meant I kept 6 cents, they got 3 cents, the route was sorted. And this was a tiny operation that taught me about contracts and subcontracting and managing people. A lesson that I carried forward in every job that followed. So from there, I moved on to